This right here is the SH Figuarts Spider-Gwen from Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and it's another one of their figures I've been anticipating this year. In this video, I'll share my first impressions of everything this figure offers, a major problem you may run into, and even answer some of your questions about her. Let's talk about it. So SH Figuarts Spider-Gwen is another figure from Tamashii Nations that'll be released alongside their Across the Spider-Verse Miles Morales. Like the Miles I reviewed, I picked up the exclusive version of this figure at the Tamashii Nations World Tour event in New York so I could look at it for all of you. I had a lot of fun with the SHF Miles figure, so I've been looking forward to unboxing my Spider-Gwen and hopefully having the same enjoyment, if not more. I mean, it's the same company and we're essentially getting the same package with this figure, so all should be well, right? Just like the exclusive Miles figure, we've got that sweet packaging with a slipcover, shots of the figure, and other graphics acknowledging the Tamashii Nations 15th anniversary. Underneath the slipcover, we have some lovely art. Spider-Gwen leaps out of the portal surrounded by logos and text. Both sides of the box have shots of the figure in action poses with more text and logos. And the back of the box has several pics of Gwen showing off some poses with some of the included accessories. It's nice that Miles and Gwen have the same packaging because whether you display them front facing or from the side, they both look good. I know at the end of the day it's all about the figure that's inside the box, but this packaging is still really cool, so I'm gonna hold on to this for as long as possible. Out of the box, Spider-Gwen looks fantastic and highly accurate to her new look in the movie. Her suit even has some new stylistic choices that didn't stand out to me until I compared both of the movie suits. Moving up close, we can see the level of detail that went into this figure, and it looks great. The masked head that we get with Gwen out of the box looks really good, and it has a lot of the same details like we saw with the Miles figure. It has sculpted textures all over and well-applied detail for the eyes. The sculpting for the hood piece looks fantastic too. It has the same texture we see with the mask, a seam line in the middle, and they definitely nailed the lining on the inside of it with that vivid pink and light blue web pattern. Gwen's suit has the same textures as the hood, keeping everything flowing nicely. As I mentioned, her suit is updated slightly. The difference here is the shaping of the black part of the suit at the front and back. The pattern between the elbow is now on the forearm and part of the hand too. I think Gwen's legs are accurate to her movie appearance, but my eyes are captivated by the kick she's wearing. I really dig this look for Gwen way more than the ballet shoes she wore in the first movie. The sculpting work here looks fantastic. There are tied up shoelaces, details on the outsoles, and the paint job looks pretty clean. Without a doubt, I think SH Figuarts Spider-Gwen looks fantastic and just as good as Miles. Tamashii has proven they're capable of producing some good looking Spider-Verse figs, so I'm interested in seeing who all they could make next. SH Figuarts Miles Morales came with a bunch of accessories, and Gwen is no different. Inside the box, we have an unmasked head, a masked head with squinty eyes, an alternate hood piece, an unmasked neck piece, 4 pairs of hands, 3 web effects, and the exclusive figure stand with a whole new theme going on. Essentially, we're getting the same setup we did with the Miles figure, but some slight changes are being made here. First up, we have Gwen's unmasked head. To my knowledge, Tamashii has never made a Spider-Gwen before, and for its first attempt, it looks stunning. Her hair is blonde with some brown at the top and pink highlights on the tips. She has a neutral expression on her face with vivid blue eyes, and she even comes with that eyebrow piercing we see in the movies. To use this head on the figure, you connect it to the unmasked neck piece, an alternate hood, and then swap it onto the body. With the alternate hood on the body, you can create other variations using the big or squinty-eyed heads. The squinty-eyed head is also compatible with the hood piece that the figure starts with. When you unbox the figure, Gwen is rocking a pair of karate chopping hands, but she also has 4 extra pairs of hands to freshen things up. She has gripping hands, web shooting hands, wall crawling hands, and some relaxed hands. As you can see, the level of detail on each of the hands is consistent, and I also don't notice any paint chipping on either of them like I did with one of the hands that came with my Miles, so that does put a smile on my face. While this is a neat set of hands though, there's no denying that this figure could use a pair of fists. At first I didn't notice this problem with my Miles due to how much I enjoyed that fig, but after being mentioned in the comments, this does leave me curious. Figuarts has given their other Spidey figs fists in the past, including the recent Tobey Spidey, so why not these Spider-Verse figs? In my opinion, every web slinger needs a pair of fists because how else will you recreate those punching sequences that we see in the movies or comics or any other Spidey material? You just gotta have it. Moving along, we have another set of accessories, which are these web effects. Like Miles, we have a short and long web shooting effect, plus a web swinging effect. These all work the same way they did with Miles, where you put the web shooting effects around his wrists or the web swinging effect into his hands. When it comes to the figure stand, I love the city design on this one more than the one we got with Miles. It has several buildings and a bunch of cars lined up on the street and the silver movie logo. Once again, there's an articulated arm to hold the figure by the waist or connect it to her back if you use the tool included. A quick word of advice though, keep an eye on that tiny piece you remove because it's very easy to lose. When I removed this piece from Miles' back, it lost its grip, causing me to search for it several times. Now I thought my problems would end with the lack of fist and a tiny piece, but unfortunately, there was a much bigger problem. As we saw with the SH Figuarts Miles, Tamashii can make some well-articulated Spider-Verse figures, and I was expecting the same deal with my Spider-Gwen. Sadly, this wasn't the case. The head movement with the hood piece on is alright, however, the hood does limit the motion. What's cool though is that you can still reposition Gwen's head while it's underneath the hood. However, you will get way more range if you use the other hood piece for the masked or unmasked heads. The arm articulation for this figure is similar to Miles. There's butterfly joints, the shoulders rotate, and they have excellent range when raised. She also has a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and a swivel and tilt in her wrist. Gwen's diaphragm cut has good movement and the waist adds additional range, but it's not so good when moving it forward. Now on to the big problem with this figure. This figure has a major QC issue where the legs lock up and won't budge. The problem is in the upper thigh where the legs drop down and the thighs swivel. Now there is a solution brought to my attention by Matthew Toy on Instagram, and I'm so glad he shared this. Applying shock oil or some sort of lubricant to the tight leg joint will loosen them up and make them easier to move so you don't break your figure. After using this solution on Gwen's legs, this improved the movement of them by a lot. I'm not gonna lie though, this issue is a bit of a bummer because at the end of the day, when I pay a high price for a figure, I'm expecting the best quality I can get out of it. I am glad that you can solve this problem, but hopefully this won't be present on all the SHF Spider-Gwen releases. The rest of Gwen's leg has double jointed knees, ankle swivel, ankle rockers with tilt up and down, and toe pivot. Despite the stiff legs, Gwen is on par with the Miles figure. I messed around with it for a bit and I was able to recreate some dope poses from the movie. Again, just make sure you get yourself some shock oil or some type of lubricant if you experience what I did, because it's a huge lifesaver. While working on this review, I took to Instagram and my community tab to answer some of your questions about this figure, so let's see what you all want to know. John Paul Bruiser asked, is it good quality? Yes, but due to the QC issues with her legs, I'm deducting a few points from the overall quality of this figure. Hero HQ Hobby Hour asked, did I make a mistake not buying her in Miles? Seeing how you and I were at the event, I think you should have at least snagged Miles because that figure is amazing. However, it all depends on if you want the exclusive figure stands they come with. MalvinCoat_862 asked, is the arm articulation similar to Marvel Legends? It has some of the same joints as the Marvel Legends figures like double jointed elbows and that sort of thing, but this one handles the range of motion way better. The Lethal Collector says, size comparisons. I got you. Here we have Gwen next to Symbiote Spider-Man, Cyborg Spider-Man, Spider-Man from the animated series, and last but not least we have her counterpart Gwen Stacy. Chris Williams asked, is it worth getting this if you already own the Marvel Legends version? This answer may shock you, but if you own the Marvel Legends version, I think you'll be fine without the Figuarts one. I think figures like this are made for collectors looking for highly detailed and articulated figures. If you have the money, this is a worthy upgrade, but again, be prepared to fix the legs if need be. After spending time with this Spider-Gwen figure, I like it, but it does have issues that leave a bit of an aftertaste. The details are on point, and although she doesn't have fists, the other accessories are pretty cool. It's just a shame you're paying the same $85 as Miles, only for the leg joints to be tight. SH Figuarts makes superposable figures, so problems like this are a huge setback in my opinion, especially if you don't know how to fix them. Considering everyone who pre-ordered this, I hope this isn't the case with all the SH Figuarts Gwen figures. So far, I've been enjoying the SH Figuarts figures in my collection, and they've encouraged me to try more, so I hope I won't run into too many QC issues in my collecting journey. Tamashii's following Spider-Verse figure will be Spider-Man 2099, and hopefully it'll be just as fun as Gwen and Miles, if not more. I hope you all enjoyed this review, and if so, be sure to drop a like and subscribe for more action figure goodness. While you're at it, check out my review for SHF Miles where I discuss everything you need to know about him. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.